So, hello everybody. Welcome. Gonna wait a moment for people to start arriving. Thank you so much for joining me as always. It's a pleasure to be here with you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Andrea, and I'll be guiding your practice. All right, we are going to start in a seated position. So gather your props. As always, I always suggest that you have a couple of blankets or cushions if you need to, and a block, especially a block would come handy today. And of course, if you don't have a block, I will offer modifications. Chairs work as well. Thick books or bottles of water. So I have my chair in here just in case. And I don't have a bottle of water, but I have thick books. But I have my blog as well. So if you have a thick book at home, that also works. All right. Take a moment to start in your seated position. And starting a cross-legged position, Sukhasana. Sukhasana, or Sukha means happy. So happy position or posture. And we just start with our hands on our thighs, resting the palms on the thighs, or maybe bringing the hands to face the ceiling. If you want to go into Yan Mudra with the index and thumb coming to touch lightly, and the other fingers extending. Take a moment here to connect with your breath. To start arriving to your practice, to start arriving to your breath. And I want you to bring awareness to your navel center, as well as the pelvic floor. You're going to take a moment just to bring awareness to that part of the body, our root, and the navel center, where our fire, Agni, resides. Right? Feel the sensation of your sit bones maybe touching your block or your cushion, your mat. And how the energy rises from the very low part of your spine all the way up onto the crown of the head. Let's take a deep inhale in here. And a full breath out to let that go. Start feeling ready. Bring your hands at the center of the chest. Of course, if you feel comfortable doing this. Taking a moment to connect with your breath, to your intention, your sankalpa, or any dedication that you have for today's practice. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out through the mouth, let it go. If you would like to join me with an Om, please join me with the sound of Om, I will be pleased. If not, just enjoy. Take a deep inhale too. Sahana bhavatu, sahana punaktu, sahaviryam karvavahai, etat vinavati tamastu, mavitishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Whenever you feel ready, release your hands by your side. And take your time to release your hips from whatever you're sitting on. Just take a deep breath in to reach the hands towards the sky. Maybe interlace the hands, the fingers, pulling the palms away from you. Take a deep breath in, sit a little bit taller. On the exhale, connect chin to chest. Take another breath. On the exhale, release your hands by your sides. Extend your legs in here. Bring your back to rest on the mat for a moment. We're gonna bring the right knee into the chest to give it a little squeeze. The other foot is actively pressing on the ground. Take a breath in here and a full breath out. As you start feeling ready, release your leg and start bringing that leg long towards the sky, pointing the toes. Take a deep inhale in here. On the exhale, we'll lower down just to a hover. Deep breath in to extend up. Exhale to lower down just to a hover. Deep breath in to reach it up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, coming up. Exhale to lower back down. Last one, deep inhale, we're gonna reach it up. On the exhale, we release to a hover. We stay for one full breath in and a long exhale. Your next inhale, reach your leg towards the sky, back again. Interlace your fingers behind your leg. Keep the leg long. Take a nice big inhale. Keep your shoulders on the ground. Exhale it out. As you do this, with your hands, will interlace behind your leg. Bring your heel, your left heel to press on the ground. So we lift the toes from the ground. Only the heel is actively pressing on the ground. Shoulders on the mat. Take another breath. On the exhale, we're going to slide that heel forward until that leg is extended. Take another breath. Maybe you invite that right leg a little bit closer towards your chest without bringing your shoulders up and down. Take another breath. Exhale it out. Release the hands. Keep on pointing the foot towards the sky. We're going to draw a big circle towards the right hand side. So draw a big circle with your foot on the ceiling. We start with 2 and 3 and 4, big circles, 5, and go back to center and go towards the other side. Big circles, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to center, bring those hands to interlace back again on the back of the leg. And maybe this time you invite that leg to come a little bit closer to your chest. If you slide the hands up, maybe you need to bend the knee in here to start bringing that leg a little bit more close to your chest. The other leg is actively pressing on the ground. The foot is active. Take another breath. Long exhale. Hold on to that leg with your right hand. The other hand comes to your hip bone as we start opening the leg towards the right hand side. Take another deep breath in. Don't let your hips come off the mat. Keep them grounded. Take one more breath. Coming back to center, bend that knee, hug it into the chest, give it a little squeeze, and release the foot back to the floor. Reach your left leg all the way towards the sky, point the toes. On the exhale, we'll lower down just to a hover. The other foot is actively pressing on the ground. Take a deep inhale, reach it up. Exhale to lower back down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to lower. Deep inhale, coming up. Exhale, lower back down. Last one, deep inhale, press it up. Exhale to lower, and we stay strong legs. Take another breath. The hips are pressing on the ground as well. Long exhale. On your next inhale, reach your leg towards the sky back again. The leg is extended. Interlacing your fingers again behind your leg. As you start bringing just the heel, the right heel pressing on the mat. Your toes are lifted. Take another breath without letting that left leg go. Start extending your right leg towards the front of the mat. So we start sliding that heel forward. Take another deep breath in. Full breath out. Last inhale. Full exhale. Maybe you invite your leg a little bit closer without bringing your shoulders off the ground, and maybe you stay, take another breath. On the exhale, release your leg, release your hands. Keep on pointing those toes as you start drawing that big circle on the ceiling onto the left-hand side. And let's go for 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. We come back to center and we go to the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We come back to center. We bring those hands to hug the leg from behind. Maybe this time you invite the leg a little bit closer. Maybe you see that it's open a little bit more and you're able to bring it a little bit closer. Keep your shoulders rooting down, nice and down. Take another breath. Maybe you start climbing those hands a little bit more up onto the leg as you start bringing that leg a little bit closer to you. Take another breath. The other foot is actively pressing on the ground. Keep the heel pressing down as the foot is active. Take another inhale. Full exhale, grab that leg with your left hand. The other hand comes to the hip bone for support. Don't let your hips come off the mat. Just keep on pressing that hip down as you move that leg gently. Take another deep breath in. Full exhale. One more, just like that. Deep inhale. On the exhale, we come back to center. Bring that knee, hug it into the chest. Bring the other knee, hug both of them into the chest. Keep them a little sweet. Then you start rock and rolling a couple of times. You feel a gentle massage to your back until you come directly into your tabletop. And as you come into your tabletop, walk your hands forward, bring your forehead down, come into Anahatasana for a moment. Forehead comes to the floor or to a block. Your hands are pressing on the ground, fingers are spreading wide. Press on the index knuckles specifically. Take another breath. Full exhale. Tuck the tailbone in here a little bit more, bringing the ribs in. Take one more breath. Full breath out. As you start feeling ready, walk your hands back to center, back to your tabletop. Extend both legs behind you, coming to your plank. Take a deep breath in here. Full breath out. Let your shoulder blades come apart. Your heels are up, pressing on an imaginary wall behind you. Take another big inhale, raise your right leg back. On the exhale, connect knee to elbow. Deep inhale to reach back. On the exhale, knee towards the elbow. Don't change that back. Take a deep breath in to reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Deep inhale to reach back. On the exhale, plant that foot beside the other plank pose. Take another breath. Long exhale, activating that core as you tuck the tailbone. Bring awareness to the pelvic floor as you bring that belly in. Take another deep inhale, raise your left leg up. On the exhale, knee towards the elbow. Deep inhale to reach back. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to extend. Exhale, connect. Inhale, extending. Plant that foot beside the other, knees down. Child's pose. Take a moment here. Maybe you reach your arms around just to let your shoulders rest as well. Connect again with your breath. And to start feeling ready, coming back to center, back to your tabletop. Press those hands on the ground, tuck your toes, bend your hips up and back, coming to downward facing dog. Take a moment here to connect again with your breath. Your hands are actively pressing on the ground as you lift your hips. Maybe you pedal your feet in here a couple of times. On your next inhale, raise your heels, bend those knees. Walk all the way to the top of the mat. Find a long spine, inhale. Exhale to fold. Root down through your feet, come all the way up. Exhale, hands by your side, Samasthiti. All right, let's go through a couple of Chandra Namaskar. And we're gonna start with Chandra Namaskara. Just periodically, I want you to really bring awareness to each breath as you move through your Namaskara. Bring your hands to the center of the chest in prayer. Take a moment to connect with your breath. And your next inhale, reach your hands towards the sky. On the exhale, fold forward over the legs. Plant those hands on the ground. Step the left foot back, knee comes down, Anjaneyasana. Your fingertips can stay on the floor, or maybe you feel a little bit more adventurous bringing your hands to your thighs. Keep on sending those hips down. Take another inhale here. Full exhale. Maybe you stay, maybe you reach those hands towards the sky, and maybe your gaze comes to rest on top of your thumb. Take one more deep breath in. On the exhale, plant those hands on the ground, step back to your downward facing dog, or that variation called Parvatasana with your feet together. Take another deep inhale. Full breath out. At the end of the exhalation, drop your knees, chest and chin to the floor, Ashtanga Namaskar. Find your cobra, inhale. Exhale, push back, Parvatasana. On your next inhale, step the left foot in between the hands, back knee comes to the ground, Anjaneyasana. Take it easy for this one. Compressing those hands on the floor, maybe you rise into your thigh, to rest your hands into your thigh. Take another big inhale as you send those hips down. Long exhale. Maybe you reach those hands towards the sky and the gaze follows. One more breath. On the exhale, plant those hands on the ground. Step forward to fold. Root down through your feet. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands at the center of the chest. Padmanasana. Let's do that second side. Deep inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Plant those hands, step the right foot back. This time, knee comes down. Anjaneyasana. Take a breath in here. Maybe you rise into your leg or extend those arms. Take one more breath. On the exhale, plant those hands on the floor. Step back, Parvatasana. Feet together, hips up. Take a nice big inhale. Full breath out. Drop your knees. Chest and chin to the floor, Ashtanga Namaskar. Find your cobra, inhale. Exhale, push back, Parvatasana. On your next inhale, step the right foot in between the hands, back knee comes to the ground. Anjaneyasana, take it easy. Go step by step, we're not running. Staying for other 2 breaths, wherever you are. Maybe you extend, maybe not. Take one more. On the exhale, plant those hands, step forward to fold. Root down through your feet, come all the way up. Exhale, hands at the center of the chest, Padmanabhasana. Take a moment, connect with your breath. We're gonna do that again, one breath at a time. Take a deep inhale to reach. On the exhale, we fold forward over the legs. Plant those hands, step the left foot back, knee comes down, Anjaneyasana. Reach your hands towards the sky if it's comfortable. Take a breath in here. On the exhale, plant those hands on the floor, step back, Parvatasana. At the end of the exhalation, dropping the knees, chest and chin to the floor, Ashtanga Namaskar. Find your cobra, inhale. Exhale, push back, Parvatasana, feet together. On your next inhale, step the left foot in between the hands, back knee comes to the ground. Reach your hands towards the sky. And on the exhale, plant those hands to step forward and fold. Root down through your feet, come all the way up, maybe out your back. Exhale, hands up the center of the chest. Second side, deep inhale, reach. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Plant those hands, step the right foot back, knee comes down, Anjaneyasana, reaching up. On the exhale, plant those hands, step back, Parvatasana, feet together. At the end of the exhalation, drop the knees, chest and chin to the floor, Ashtanga Namaskar. Find your cobra, inhale. Exhale, push back, Parvatasana. On your next inhale, step the right foot in between the hands, back knee comes down. Reach your hands to the sky. On the exhale, plant those hands, step forward to fold. Root down through your feet, come all the way up. Exhale, hands at the center of the chest. A moment again, connect. Beautiful. Take another deep breath in to reach. On the exhale, we fold forward over the legs. Bend your knees a lot. Press your fingertips on the ground. Rise in here without bringing your hips up. Rise into Utkatasana, more or less the same height. Take another deep breath in. Full exhale. Hands to the center of the chest. Find your twist towards the right hand side. Elbow to knee, elbow to thigh. The hand can come to the thigh and the other one to the lower back. Take another breath. On the exhale, we come back to center, extend those legs, fold forward, plant those hands. Deep breath in to lengthen. On the exhale, send that right leg back, coming into your runner's lunge. Take a deep breath in, strong legs, full exhale. See if you can just press your fingertips on the ground instead of the whole palm. Just the fingertips. Your legs are strong. Take another deep breath in. Full breath out. Find your twist. Your right hand stays on the ground. The other hand comes to the sky. Take another deep breath in. On the exhale, plant both hands on the floor. This time the back heel is going to come to the ground into a 90-degree angle. Coming into Virabhadrasana B. Warrior 2. Extend your arms towards your side. Strong arms, strong legs. Keep on breathing. Take another breath. Long exhale. On your next inhale, reverse in here. Find some length in the rib cage. Full breath out. On your next inhale, come back to center, extend that front leg, turn all 10 toes towards the side of the mat. Hands to your hips, rotate your shoulders back. Take a nice big inhale. As you fold forward, keep your tailbone down. We don't want to send that chest and that tailbone up. We want that tailbone down and just kind of like reducing that compression on the lower back. This will make the strength of the core will pull it up as we fold forward over the center. Once you're folding, plant your hands on the ground, lengthen through the spine, and whenever you're ready, fold forward again completely with your crown of the head pointing down. Take 2 more breaths in here. On your next inhale, extend your arm. Press your right hand in front of your face. The other hand is going to come to the lower back as we open the chest towards the left hand side. Take a big inhale. Full breath out. Coming back to center, releasing left hand and bringing right hand to the lower back. As we open the chest only, don't let your hips collapse in here. Just the chest rotate. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, we come back to center. Press those hands on the floor. This time, micro bend the knees, catch your hips, coming all the way up to standing. Turn your toes towards the side of the mat. You're going to bend the knees in here. Keep the tailbone down as well. Just make sure your toes are pointing in the same direction as your knees. Your thighs are rolling out. Take a big breath in to reach your hands towards the sky. On the exhale, we squeeze those shoulder blades together, opening the chest. Right, hands are open. Take a nice deep breath in. Try to avoid sending that bum back. Just bring the bum in. Just trying to reduce that excessive curvature of the lower back. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, release just the right hand to your side. The other arm extends towards the side. Take a deep breath in, come back to center. On the exhale, we go towards the left hand side. Inhale, come back to center. Squeeze those shoulder blades. On the exhale, we go to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. One more round. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Deep inhale, come back to center. Exhale towards the left. Inhale, back to center. Squeeze it a little bit lower. Extend those legs. Turn your left toes towards the front of the mat. Bend your knee, coming back to your warrior two. Bring your forearm to your thigh, extended side angle, Parsvakonasana. Hand pointing, top hand pointing down. If the neck allows, of course, you can bring your gaze to the top palm. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. In here, if you have your block candy, as we said, or your thick book, or whatever version of that, or even your chair, if you have it there, put it on in front of you. You can stay here in extended side angle in Parsvakonasana, or you can start walking that back leg a little bit closer while you bring that hand to your block or your bottle of water and extend that top leg. Maybe hand stays on the hip. Maybe it extends towards the sky. Maybe you turn your gaze to look at your fingers. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. As you start feeling ready, begin to micro bend that standing leg, coming back to your warrior two. Reverse one more time, deep inhale. On the exhale, windmill those hands to step back into your plank. On your next inhale, coming to your upward facing dog without chaturanga. On the exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in. Full breath out. On your next inhale, raise your heels, bend your knees, walk, step or hop to the top of the mat. Find a long spine, inhale, exhale to the pose. Bend your knees, root down through your heels, coming back to Utkatasana, chair pose. Take a breath. Long exhale. Hands to the center of the chest, and we twist towards the left-hand side. Either hands to your side or go all the way into your elbows. Take another big inhale. Full exhale. On your next inhale, we come back to center, sit a little bit lower, press your hands on the ground, extend, lengthen through the spine. This time we send that left leg back, coming into your runner's lunge. Back knee is off the ground, heel is actively pressing back. Take another big inhale. See if you can take a little bit of the weight from the hands. Press the left hand this time on the ground as you twist towards the opposite side. Of course, you can bring your knee back down to the mat if you prefer this. Maybe you prefer that nice stretch on the side, the back side. Take another breath. On the exhale, press both hands on the ground. The back heel pivots down. Open up into your Virabhadrasana B, second side. Strong legs, strong warrior. Hands reach towards your side. Take a nice big inhale. Full breath out. On your next inhale, reverse the warrior in here. On the exhale, we come back to center. Begin to extend that front leg, give it a break. Turn all 10 toes towards the side of the mat. Hands to your hips. Again, roll your shoulders back. Take another big inhale in here. On the exhale, we're gonna fall forward, but just to nice long spine here, just to the middle. We want the crown of the head pointing forward. The weight is coming forward towards your toes. Hands can stay where they are on the hips, or maybe you can send them forward. Keep strong in the core, bring the belly in, bring the Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, bring in, engaging through the pelvic floor muscles. Take another breath, long exhale. On your next inhale, micro bend the knees, begin to rise. Release your hands by your side. This time again, we take goddess pose, bringing the toes towards the side, the corners of the mat as you sit low into your goddess. Hands to the center of the chest to begin. Take another deep breath in, roll your shoulders back. Begin to extend those hands towards the sky. Once you extend them, you interlace all the fingers and bring in your index and thumb to point towards the sky. Take another big inhale. Full breath out. And your next inhale, bring all the air into the lungs. On the exhale, we release down to the mouth. And we create a half sound. Let's do it again. Deep inhale, reaching up. Maybe you extend your legs. On the exhale, half sound. Deep inhale, extend. Exhale, half sound as you bend. One more breath. Deep inhale, extend. Exhale to half sound. One more inhale, extending in here, bend your knees. Last one, last breath. Find some stillness. One more in. On the exhale, extend those legs, release your arms by your side. Turn your toes, your right toes to face the front of the mat, coming back to your warrior two. Extend your arms towards your side. Strong arms, strong legs, relaxed shoulders, soft gaze. Take a deep breath in. Maybe you go again into Parsvakonasana, your extended side angle. And maybe you set up that prop, whatever you're using. In this one, I'm going to use my chair because it's right here. Maybe I start walking my back foot. I support my hand with my chair, and maybe I reach my leg parallel to the mat. Maybe if I have a nice balance in here, I begin to turn my gaze towards the sky. Take another breath. Long exhale. With your next inhale, begin to bend your standing legs, coming back to your warrior. Take it back into your reverse. On the exhale, we windmill those hands to press back down to the mat into your plank. On your next inhale, rise into your up dog. On the exhale, push back into your downward facing dog. Knees come to the ground for a moment. Open your knees to the sides. Press your hands on the ground, forehead down to a block or something solid. If the mat feels comfortable, great. If you have neck sensitivity, use your block or your boot. Take a couple more breaths in here. Of course, if your shoulders are tired, you're welcome to take those arms around you. And as you start feeling ready, begin to rise. Bring your knees together. We're gonna sit in Virasana. Of course, if you have sensitive knees, you can change to Sukhasana. You're more than welcome to do that. Sukhasana is the first pose we did, which is seated position. And if you have sensitive knees and you happen to have your block with you or a pillow also works, you can support your head with your block or your pillow. You can put it as high as you want in here. We're gonna take a simple twist in here. We're gonna reach the hands towards the sky. And on the exhale, we're gonna turn towards the right hand side. We're gonna open the chest towards the side, trying to sit tall. Keep the crown of the head pointing up. Maybe your gaze follows your right shoulder without forcing the neck. Take one more breath. Long exhale. Your next inhale, coming back to center and find your way to the other side. Take a deep breath in. Empty it out. One more, just like that. Deep inhale. On the exhale, we come back to center. You're more than welcome to stay in this position. We're gonna go into rabbit pose or maybe the beginning of Shushasana or headstand. If you practice headstand and you feel confident with that, you're more than welcome to take it. But for now, for those of you who are just staying in the seated position, just sitting upright with your chin tucked towards the chest, observing your breath, this is a nice way to start. Just trying to bring awareness to that spine and that ribs, those ribs hugging in. This is a very nice way to start. If you want to work with the shoulders as well in this position, just building up to that headstand practice, you can interlace your fingers and bring those hands and those fingers to support the back of the head. And in here, try not to open the chest towards the sky or top of your ribs. Try to keep your ribs in and your elbows slightly coming towards each other. We don't want them crunching in here, but we want them in a nice V shape. And in here, we can just stay, just sitting tall. This is a nice work and a nice place to start. If you feel confident with rabbit pose or your inversion, just experimenting a little bit on bringing the crown of the head down, you can always take that. With your knees together as we are, we send that forehead down and the hands to grab your heels. And then you're welcome to stay here, but as you start feeling more confident, you're welcome to bring those hips up and just roll your head. That rolls like a ball until the crown of the head is down on the floor. This is a nice shoulder stretch as well. A nice place to start with inversion. Take a big breath in. Full breath out. Breath in. One more breath. Exhale it out. As I said, you're welcome to stay in those two poses first. Or if you feel a little bit more confident, of course, you can bring your forearms to rest on the ground. So we create that triangle shape with our forearms, and we interlace those fingers and support the back of the head again in here. So we want to bring that foundation with the arms as we rest the crown of the head on the ground. Maybe we stay, maybe we tuck the toes. Of course, if you feel a little bit more adventurous in here, you can walk your feet as close as you can to your face and maybe bring one leg up. Coming back to center and bringing your other leg up. And here you can just play in here, just breathing, pressing into those forearms, and whenever you feel ready, just coming to your mat. Of course, as you start building a little bit more confidence, a little bit more balance, a little bit more core strength as well, you can begin to tuck your knees into your chest and find some balance in here. Take what you need. Take a moment just to explore your practice, to explore your breathing. We'll just have 5 breaths in practice. And whenever you feel ready, after your 5 breaths, you can come back down. Take your time. As you start feeling ready, releasing from wherever you are, coming back to your mat, to your child's pose. Maybe you send those arms around as well. Rising back up. And let's come to a seated position in Dandasana. Legs extended towards the front of the mat. Plant those hands on the ground beside us, sitting tall, roll your shoulders back. Take a big inhale in here. On the exhale, navel comes in as we fall forward over the legs. Grab your big toes with your peace fingers. If you need to bend your knees, bend your knees a lot. Take another breath in here, extend. On the exhale, we begin to fold forward over the legs. We want those knees bent because it is easier to work with those knees bent and spine straight as we begin to send those heels forward as we did at the beginning, rather than working with the spine very round and trying to extend it. So believe me, it truly is easier to keep the spine as long as possible while we play a little bit with bending those legs. Let's take 2 more breaths. Your next inhale, rise back up, and bringing your knees into your chest, giving yourself a little squeeze. And on the exhale, we release to the mat. Extend your legs, extend your arms beside you. Let your back rest on the floor. You can bring those feet to press on the ground and begin to imbibe that right leg to your chest. Just hug it in to your chest. Give it a little squeeze. Crossing that leg over the left as if you were sitting, and extend your arms by your side. Just letting your knees drop towards the left hand side. Of course, if this twist is quite too much, it's a quite intense twist, you can bring those knees together instead. If it's still very intense, you can bring those knees apart and just find a gentle twist. Take what you need, just explore every movement, and you will find which of the twists, which of the poses offered are a nice fit for you. Of course, if you don't feel like twisting, please don't feel like you need to twist. Take a couple more breaths. Just let your shoulders melt on the ground. As you start coming back to center, releasing your legs from on top. Let your left knee come into your chest. Give it a little squeeze, knee against the chest. As you extend those arms and maybe you cross that leg or keep it parallel to the other. And begin to go for your twist on your second touch. Let your breath be soft. Maybe even close your eyes and let your gaze be very soft underneath your eyelids. To start feeling ready, begin to come back to center, allowing your knees to fall back into your chest. Using your arms to hug them in a little bit closer. Take a deep breath in, fill up your lungs, maybe hug them in a little bit closer. Take another breath. On the exhale, release your legs, release your arms, your back. Coming into your final relaxation posture. Shavasana. Purnamadan, Purnamivam, Purna Purnasya Purnashate, Purnase Purnamadai, Purnamivam. Purnasya Purnashyate Purnase Purnamadaye Purnamevamvashishyate Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Samsoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Please, if you're feeling like staying longer in your Shavasana, know that you're more than welcome to stay as long as you want. If you're ready to find some movement back into your body, be very gentle. Take a couple of breaths in and out just to clear the lungs, just to start bringing a little bit more of an active breath into your body. Just inviting some movement in your hands and your toes, even stretching your hands overhead. Give yourself a full body stretch. Maybe you even yawn in this one. Take your time. Start moving into your fetal position on your right hand side. Whenever you feel ready, of course, you can come to your seat. Put your hands on the center of the chest, Anjali Mudra, just taking a moment to acknowledge your breath and your presence in your mat. Just feeling grateful for this ancient practice and its teaching, for the teachers that came before us and all the ones to come. Rub your palms together and cover your eyes. Rub your palms one more time to cover that part of the body that needs it the most right now. Thank you so much for your presence, for connecting with me, even if it's like this. It's always an honor to be here with you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Mangalam Bhavatu. Have a beautiful and peaceful rest of your day.